Mm-mm. Um, and next we got Blastique, song called Monica. It's a finished release. It's on Spotify. It's a heartbreak slash loved theme Afrobeat song.
Hmm,
Bro, more
interesting.
genres.
I
Love it.
love when we get a different genre.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was just looking at the lyrics of it too. It's like
Wow.
this has got to be a different language.
Yeah, they got the lyrics out here.
Gibon Kiti Gibon Gabon.
It looks
I,
fun. I like it.
bro, I wish I could pronounce it, but
It's like
it's
half English and it's cool.
bro. Whoa, I'm scrolling down a little bit. I like big breasts. I like big nyash.
Wait, not yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. This is gonna be fun, I think. So, Blastique Monica, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay. So, really trash said, "Great voice, great stereo image." We didn't know if this was broadcast in stereo or not. It sounds like it is, but I agree. The stereo imaging is quite nice with the drums there and everything.
Nyash, definition, bottom, backside. Example, this
Okay.
girl, anytime you want something, you go come they shake Nyash, I beg you. Bro, I can agree. I
Oh my
also
god.
like big Nyash.
Yeah.
Female
That's
booty.
great. Man, this one's fun.
That was fantastic. Yeah.
Here's Plastique.
Blastique. Yeah, Blastique.
Plastique.
That was
Cool,
crazy.
man.
I like that. That was cool. Um,
Vibes.
God. Oh, what is it? I don't wanna sound too problematic, but it reminds me of, like, is it Sean Paul that I'm thinking of back in the day? Like, almost almost in the cheesy instrumentation that I heard. Like, I literally heard, like, a fucking MIDI saxophone in the beginning,
Yeah,
and, like
reggae, I'd agree too.
yeah, it's like, what is it? That little beep in the background too that I hear similar
Yeah.
to that era.
Yeah.
Um, but dude, like, I love that type of music. I love it here. Um, man, this is cool.
I know.
Uh I don't like. Um, I'm trying to think of it. If there is there anything like bad? I don't think so. Like I really enjoyed this, man. I'm gonna say this is a green, just solid green vibes. I loved it. This is cool,
Yeah, no, I was, like, a little bit
bro. How did you find us?
yeah,
And like, where are
for
you
real.
from? Like,
Doesn't say in our form, does it?
what are these? What is this? Uh, gum kiti gibon gabon. I mean,
See,
you
Google
said it, but I forgot it. But you know,
Translate
like,
should tell you
yeah,
what
like,
language.
where are you from, man? This is cool.
Man, yeah, I mean, I was sort of, like, surprised 'cause I heard the beginning also, and I couldn't even tell that that was a MIDI sax. I just thought it was, like, some weird, very dry, like, MIDI sound of some sort, right? Like
Mhm,
a weird, like, synth thing or some old, like, Casio keyboard, who knows? But, it's weird because then after that, I was so locked into the vocalist that all of that shit didn't matter, right?
mhm,
It's like, it sort of fits somehow because it's so fun, right? Like, if you're gonna do something like that, if your sounds are gonna be a little bit like kind of cheesy or funny, then
mhm,
you have to like complement it with like a really entertaining like central focus, like a vocalist or something, right?
mhm,
So it somehow worked. You could maybe knock a couple points off for some of the sound choices. Like it could be obviously a little better, but
mhm.
overall, the feeling I think that we got from it was super fun. Like
Yeah.
I'd give it green for vibes.
Bro, you have 28 monthly listeners. We gotta change
We
that.
gotta
That's
bump that
crazy.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, content. Um, I don't know. There's some like uh maybe like some weird English that's happening here.
Yeah, there's some
Um,
funny stuff, like
but I also like I go love you tire. Like I
yeah,
don't.
that one. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I was like, what does that mean?
Maybe
Uh,
she's a tire.
right. Like, is she tired? Like, what does that mean? And we could go. We could
Right,
ask questions like that. But
right.
also, I know that there's like some there's some like slang and like I don't want to. What is it like? What is it called? It's like Spanglish, kind of, but like in different parts of the world. Like
Yeah.
Jamaican English, for example, is going to
Yeah,
be like different and like all that stuff. So
right.
wherever this person's from, like I imagine a lot of it's probably coming from that area. So I can't knock it too much, but there are some times where it's like, what does "I go love you tire" mean? You know,
And, like,
and then
make you know day dull me. There's a lot of those days, and I wasn't sure, what that equates to. Like I know there's like in English there's like
It's probably they, right?
I don't know if they all made sense as they.
Right, right. It's like they or like the
It sounded
sometimes.
more just like a figure of speech, like an A or not like an A, but like a something that you can kind of throw anywhere because it didn't seem like it was like as they.
Yeah,
Like you day burts my brain, right? Like that wouldn't be a they.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You day make me day want to craze, I day want to craze. Right. So it's something else. It's some sort of like filler word, I think.
True. It could be. You
But
day birth
I
my
think
brain. Yeah.
maybe what we're getting at is like some of those things we're just trying to like I think when we were listening, we're like, what does
Hmm.
that mean? It kind of pulls you away from the music a little bit because you're trying to figure out like what it is.
Hmm.
And again, like I mean, if you're trying, obviously a lot of this is in English. If you're trying to go for like a multinational audience,
Hmm.
you might just want to zone in on a couple of those things that might not translate super well.
Hmm.
Um, because again, it's like if somebody hears this and they're like, "What does this mean?" Like, I guess this wasn't made for me, and they'll like, skip to the next thing. But if you keep it to what it is and just zone in on those few words that don't translate, then it could be a lot more digestible for a wide global audience.
Yeah, yeah. I hear what you're saying. It's not too big of a deal for me personally because
Yeah,
once I kind of heard that, I was just like this is gonna be throughout the whole song. Like I'm just gonna kind of turn off that part of my brain
yeah,
that's
I agree.
trying to look for that part.
Right.
And I think I got the gist of like the whole song, especially with the hook, which is super catchy and
Yeah.
actually probably one of the best English speaking or like English written. Like Monica, why you do me so? Monica, why you
Yeah,
do me
man,
so?
it's
I gave
great.
you
It's
my
so
love and I gave
so
you my heart.
pure. Yeah.
Dude, and the it was so catchy. Like
And the rhyme
Monica, why
schemes
you
were great.
do me
The
so?
rhyme
Yeah,
schemes were awesome.
yeah. Like there is a couple misspellings here in the lyrics, though, so you might want to
That's true.
like Bert's. You day Bert's my brain, but
Some
um,
capitals and some missing capitals and that kind of thing.
just get some. Yeah, just get somebody to like Grammarly or something. Just get somebody to spell check it
Somebody
real
on
quick.
Fiverr, yeah.
Yeah. So I like big breasts. I like big nyash. Okay.
It's great, man. It's a hit, instant hit.
Bro, I really like this. So content. This might be a purple for me. Like a purple contender. Like I really
Swear to
like
God.
this. I really like this.
It's
This
really
is
fun.
crazy.
It is really
Yeah.
fun.
Um. All right. So what are we on content?
Yeah.
Uh. Fantastic hook, melody, fantastic singer, man. Um. Sure, there's some cheesy instruments here and there, but like I think it works well here. And there's like a whole kind of subgenre. I'm not too versed in Afrobeats, but like I said, Sean Paul back in the day, kind of like a similar vibe to me. Um, and they had like kind of cheesier instruments going on too. So this it's dope, man. And yeah, I'm trying to think of any downsides at this point. Like we talked about maybe some of the use of the filler words, but it's like even then, it's like I don't want to. I guess it didn't sound like too much of an issue for me. So, it's pretty much green, maybe 90% green and yellow. What do you think, content?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that some of those instruments are like it, honestly, like I mean, if you're trying to get a lot of listeners, right? I think generally we're assuming, unless it's something that's obviously like kind of avant garde, that people want more fans, right?
Yep.
Um, and sometimes we have to guess a little bit on what the market is, but if it's like a mix of English and anything else, then it's kind of assumed that you're going for a wide audience rather
Hmm.
than just doing it in your language. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that some of those like grammar things could just ever so slightly hinder the ability to reach a wide audience and have
Hmm.
them like repeat listen and stuff. But more than that, just like the sounds, they do they're not as important, I think, during the lyrical part because the lyrical part is so like magnetic and good. But like especially towards the intro, that like you would not hear a song come on the radio that sounded like that in the intro because it's too off-putting. Like even if
Bro, I've heard some Bad Bunny songs that have some pretty
yeah, there's
cheesy.
definitely some, but if you did a side by side comparison, it's still
Sure.
there'd be no comparison.
Yeah, and Bad Bunny has like huge name recognition.
Yeah, right, of
I
course.
think
And it
he's literally. I think he's number 1 in Spotify. I think it's something crazy like
Really?
that.
Yeah, he's
I
I know
think
he's
so,
got a ton of yeah, a ton of streams.
which
Um, but yeah, I think that's one thing like that could be ramped up, and if I listened again, I might honestly pinpoint more of that. Like, it's a good thing that we were kind of like captivated by the vocal part, but
mhm,
yeah, I think there's some room for improvement on the sound choices for sure. I would give it like an 80, 85 on content.
mhm. Bro, Bad Bunny was a fucking professional wrestler?
What?
Anyways,
Okay,
yeah, I didn't know that.
interesting. Cool.
Um, production, I don't have much to say. I was kind of too enthralled with the lyrics.
Yeah.
It seemed like everything was, uh it seemed like everything was pretty solid. There was a couple points where I thought that, the bass was only going through, like, the right side, or maybe
Mm,
just, like, um, a little bit panned. It didn't feel center, which was kinda weird for a bass element, but, I mean, other than that, and I couldn't really tell you when that happened because 'cause I'd have to listen to it again. But other than that, I think it felt pretty solid. We talked about the cheesy sounds already. That kinda goes between content and production, so for me, it's pretty much 90%, between green and yellow. What do you think?
yeah. Again, I should have tried to focus more on all that stuff, but it's hard to,
Yeah,
especially with the lyrics trying to read along. But
yeah.
yeah, most of it is fine production wise. Again, those sounds are could there's room for improvement with some of the sounds, and I think the use of autotune, I assume it's autotune unless you like grew up on autotune and like, you know, made it your vocal sound, but it definitely seems to be using autotune in a good way, like in a really fun way. Um, and there were maybe a couple points where I heard a little bit of like artifacting from that or something, like something that could be cleaned up a little bit in like the sort of post production stage.
Mhm,
Um, and generally, I'd probably have to listen again to really get the gist of like the mastering. It sounded like good sonically for the most part, so I don't think there are any glaring issues there. I'd give it like probably a 90% on production,
mhm.
just because I can't think of anything else.
Alrighty, there it is. Overall track, what do you think, Josh?
I think well, so I was you said possibly
Purple.
purple before, and I'm trying to think about like what that means, right? And also
Yeah,
what that means is having a portfolio of purple. And
yeah.
I'm trying to like I think the main thing is that purple is supposed to be an example of like really like great execution on all fronts and something special, and it has the something special absolutely, and not all
Mhm,
things do, most things probably don't, but I don't think the execution is like extremely professional, right? It's pretty close, but there's enough for me to be like, if I think I might regret it if it was on there like later, to be like, we've got all these songs that are so perfectly done, and then we listen back and we're like, yeah, I love the lyrics still, but like, man, some of these sounds and some of the production choices are like a little bit lacking.
mhm,
So I would say I think the best consolation I could offer is like 95% good to go because it's not perfect.
mhm,
But if I was to say like on the vibe scale, if there's a purple, yeah, man, it gets a purple there. It's fun to listen to. I also don't know how fun it would be, like on a second or third listen when you've heard it already and there's not as much novelty factor, and then you start to be able to hear the flaws more.
mhm.
So, but I like it a lot, man.
I
It's
just listened to the intro
yeah,
again. I'm still in the purple zone.
really.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like to get purple, there's checks and balances. You have to have two. Maybe I'll
It's
keep
so
listening to
fun,
it.
but it's not like purple is not just fun,
I'm
right?
adding
It's
this to
it's
my
it's
library.
also got to be like, could it really go big? Could it really be like a widespread hit consumable thing? And I
Mhm,
think that it has a little bit of ways to go, only 5 or 10%.
mhm,
But that still is that's what makes or breaks your artistry career, whether you can do that extra 5 or 10%.
mhm.
So
Or you just build a loyal fan base of people that love your music blast so you can I
somehow,
like
other
it.
other than having really good music, I guess.
Yeah. Add it to my library. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, man, this is great. I love hearing stuff that's, like, off the beaten path from what we normally hear and, like,
Yeah.
interesting world genres. There was one episode a while back that we had, like 7 different countries or something represented, which was crazy. But, it's
Mhm,
been a while, so it's great to hear this kinda thing. It's
mhm.
awesome.
Yeah. Super cool to share. Looks like Organic Mood. It's Actually, a different command, submit.
I just did it. Oh,
Um,
we both did it.
oh, beautiful. Um, hey, what's up? Do you think we're what do you think? Another one, or do you think we're good?
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right, last one, everybody. But like I said before, for the new people here, if you submit, we will get to it. So
Yep.
please submit it. We might not get to it this today. Actually, we probably most certainly won't because we're going to end after this song. But it's called "Take Me Away" by Mr. McChiquino. It's a lo-fi beat. It's a work in progress. And you ready?
No, real quick, I just wanted to say for those who just got here, just for context, so it's not like we're not doing like a short stream. We normally do 2 hours, so we're approaching the 2 hour mark, and usually we do this on Friday. So feel free to submit with that link, and again, we like have a guarantee basically that we get to your feedback. And yeah, we still do the feedback. We normally have people that yeah, you can check the VOD. And sometimes we have people that help us with like sending out the videos via email, so you know that you got your feedback done. But yeah, the best thing would be to check the replay on Twitch, and you can find yours. But we should be back again on Friday.
Yep. Um, cool.
All
So
right.
looks like I just checked that link. It doesn't work.
Wah,
So Mr.
wah.
McChiquino, I don't know what happened, but it's off of SoundCloud now. So we'll go to the next person, which is Rix's Chroma.
Cool,
A works in
Rix's.
progress, which they actually sent it to us a couple weeks
Oh
ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why it's
So they
familiar.
said, "Thanks for the awesome feedback on a previous stream. I beefed up the low end of the song with a louder, distorted sub bass. I mostly
Ooh,
mix on headphones, so I don't have proper monitors to hear low frequencies accurately.
nice.
So it's definitely my weakest point for all my tracks. I tried to make it a lot less happy this time around. Haha. Hope it still has the punchiness from the first version. Cool.
That's a common issue, by the way.